Akame Got Kill, episode 18, Kill the Demons. Now, this is a pretty cool episode, and personally, I think the highlight was definitely seeing Lubbbock fight, because we've seen him do it before, but in this one, he was all by himself. It wasn't him and Akame versus that weird robot character from before. It was him versus these two insanely powerful characters, and he took them both out, and I loved it. I was like, that was really cool, and it was even back and forth between like really tense action and comedy, because that's just his character. Like when he first escaped, and the two people turn around and one guy's just like, oh crap, and he's like, see ya suckers, and he just takes off. He's like, woo, and he's running away. I love that. I thought it was really funny. And then thank goodness he didn't die, because I was freaking out. I was like, I know they just killed Chelsea, but it's this weird type of show. Like, you never really know who's gonna live and who's gonna die, and I'm hoping that no one else dies on the team, at least of the good guys, but it's probably going to happen. It's more likely than not, someone else is going to die. But I was glad everyone survived in this. The only person, like, there are only two people really, and that's like Akame and Tatsumi, who I'm sure won't die, but that would be a crazy twist if one of them did end up dying, especially if it was Tatsumi, because even though it's named Akame Got Kill, it's clearly Tatsumi's the main character, which I still find really weird. But I don't know. It was a really fun episode. I like the demons that they fought. The 4 demons. Well, they killed 3 out of 4, so we still have the one woman left who has like the long ponytail. And for some reason, when I first saw her, she reminded me of the character Ibiki from Street Fighter. I don't know if you guys know who that is, but she's basically like this ninja. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, Abiki's the ninja character. I was thinking it's either Abiki or Makoto, but Abiki's like this ninja character, and it was just her hairstyle, and I think just the way she wore her clothing just kind of made it seem a little similar to me. But I'm curious what her abilities might be, because they all had really weird powers. I mean, like the really buff guy, his power seemed insanely simple. It was just whatever the experiments were, he was just really strong, and that was about it. But then the other guy that Akame fought, he was like, like Stretch Armstrong or something, and then he can like do really weird stuff. Like, I don't know what he was shooting out of his stomach, like if he was just controlling the smallest little pores on his body or something to turn him like sharp. But he was, just moving around, and then the girl, her power was so weird, because it was like, why are those 2 gold horseshoes on her, her hair keeping, her from like sweating or whatever. I thought that was really weird. Like, her dropping those is what activated her powers. Like, that's really weird. But she has like basically sweating power, and it made her super fast, which I figured it would. Initially, I thought she was kind of doing like the Piccolo Rock Lee type of thing, where it was just like they were way heavier than you expected, and then she got super speed. But she's just like really slippery, so she's flying all over the place. But it was pretty cool. I liked the fact that they were such odd characters, and like even the big guy, he really was insanely tough. Like, he stopped Lubbbock's like giant axe. Even when he got pierced, it was like you got to do a lot more than that. I'm like, why? Like, he just got stabbed through the front with a giant spear. But I like the way it was handled. Like, that was really cool. I love the fact that he, when he got pierced, Lubbbock's like, I don't have to do anything more, because it unwinds. The string basically unwinds inside the body, and it wraps around crucial organs, and he just sliced it up and he killed the guy. I was like, that was really, really cool. That was actually my favorite part, even though it was really cool how he beat the girl, because I thought for sure, like, I figured like maybe something's gonna happen, but it's also a comic got killed, so maybe not. But it was cool that he brought the knives back. But that was just really sweet to me. I was like, oh, that's really cool. He can control it, and it unravels once it pierces an enemy, and it unravels inside of them, and poof, he just kills the guy. So I just loved that move. I was like, that was insanely cool. It was really sweet to me. So that was my favorite part of the whole episode, was him defeating that guy in that way. But there's, as usual, a lot of interesting stuff going on. We had a bit of the Jaegers, as usual. We have Wave being the caring member of the team, as usual, and he was really upset, and when they did the little flashback and he found Kurame, and it's like, crap, Bowles was killed, and I wasn't able to help or anything. But of course it was because he got like sent off like Team Rocket, so he wasn't exactly held accountable. But it was interesting. they were kind of background to like these four demons, and we still, like I said, we still have the other one, so she might be really, really tough because she's the only one that was left alive. So we'll see how that plays out. But it was interesting. It was like they had their little story moment, and then it was like, all right, we're here to help you. And then it transitioned to, well, I already have these four bodyguards, so I'm going to send them out. And then the Jaegers were kind of background until the end. Like, they had their little moments, like the Angel character. And then, like, the end of the episode where they're like, you know, Siri was like, I knew it, like, we're the only ones that can take him down. But it was kind of interesting, like, how they transition them in the story. And then it's like, okay, they've stopped here, and then these totally useless guys who get killed off in this episode, they take over as like the main antagonist for the episode until they all get chopped up or something. So I thought that was kind of interesting, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with this guy who's seemingly like the religious version of the minister, and he has like this crazy weird harem when they first meet him, and he's got guys and girls. And then at the end, he's having this girl do this weird purification thing. I'm pretty sure she was blowing that guy at the end. Like he's like, they often thought, and then her head just kind of shifts down and she does the hair thing. I was like, I think he's getting a blowjob right now. So that was that was kind of weird. I was like, this is really weird. But that's just the type of characters they deal with. So it was still surprising, but at the same time, it's kind of hard for it to be surprising. But I'm looking forward to this next episode. We're getting fairly close to the end. I officially checked to see how many episodes we have for the show, and it's 24, I believe it was. So, I knew we were close. I figured it had to be like 22, 23, or something like that. So, we're about as close as I thought we were, like one over with the 24 episodes. But I am looking forward to it. I don't know how big of a role this new guy's going to really be playing, because that was kind of the main point, was like where they're basically scouting out an entirely new portion of the kingdom that we've never even seen before. And that's kind of the entire point of this episode, is like, okay, we're scouting this area, and Lubbbock's over in this area and stuff, and then they all get attacked, and Akame meets with like the two guards to get info on like the underground tunnels and things like that. So it was pretty interesting, the point of their mission. And then it's like everyone, Tatsumi and mine were just arguing and eating ice cream the whole time. They seem to have like the perfect episode until like all the way throughout. Akame has to fight a dude, and she saw two of her two of the partners get killed, so they get their heads chopped off, and she has to deal with this guy that she used to know, who I'm assuming knew Kurame. They didn't mention that when she was there, but he knew Akame, so I figured he had to have known Kurame as well, but they kind of didn't touch on that. But they might do it with the final demon that's left, so they might have that conversation where they kind of bring back what Kurame mentioned about, like in my old organization, if you couldn't fight, you were killed off. So she's super freaked out about that, and maybe it's because she knew the demons, and maybe that was why she's freaked out. Like, even though it's way past that part of her life, she's still freaked out about it. But I don't know. That might happen, it might not. I don't think it'll really matter, because even if the last demon tried to attack Kurame, Wave would totally come in. Or someone else would, if it wasn't Esdeath. It would be Wave to finally get his moment, because technically he's always trying to help. And normally it's comedic. In this case, for him, it was actually sad because someone really died, and it wasn't just like they were a little sad or something, and then he was like totally pushed to the side. So in this case, he could actually have his first real moment of helping someone. So that could end up happening in the next episode as well. But I'm looking forward to it. I think this was it was definitely a good action episode. I feel like it was weird. It was mostly, I think it was fairly split. I think it was mostly dialogue rather than action. But when they did the action scenes, there weren't really any cuts. It was pretty much this was happening, and then action scene all the way through. And even when they did cut, typically they were cutting between Lubbbock's fight and Akame's fight. So they basically went back and forth between all the action in one portion, one big chunk of the episode, and it was kind of bookended with the dialogue and exposition stuff. So I thought that was actually kind of cool. It took up a lot of the episode, and like I said, Lubbbock stuff was really awesome because it was funny, and it's like he cuts his pulse, and it's like sorry, you're on your own. And then of course, as soon as they showed the woman, I was like, he's gonna get up and say something about how she looks cute and stuff, and of course that's exactly what happens. And then even when he kills the girl at the end, and he was super mad. He was like, man, the one time a girl really likes me, and it was like, I had to freaking kill her. So I thought that was kind of funny, and it was a nice blend for his character. It worked perfectly, and him when he was first walking through the market and everything, and he has the vision of Nagenda, and she's like totally necking herself, and it's just like that's all he's thinking about. And then he does have like a pretty intense fight, and he definitely comes through on his own. And it was really cool to see him do some of those moves. Like we'd seen him before with the spear. The axe was new, and I'm pretty sure like the defense kind of weave was fairly new. He may have done that before like one time. Because every other time it's just like he uses the string just to tell where people are, and that's pretty much it. But I thought that was really cool. Like it was like an ultimate defense that could not be penetrated. Even when the guy did like the 1,000 punch thing, it was like nothing to him. So I was like, that's really cool to see him, on his own and really take out these two people. Which, fortunately, they did the kind of video game thing where it's like one enemy at a time attacked him. But ultimately, he survived, so I don't really care. But I like this episode, of course. Want to know what you guys thought about it. So please comment below. Let me know your favorite parts, your least favorite parts. And I want to know what you guys think is going to happen with this final demon. Is she going to be a big challenge? Is she going to be nothing, pretty much? What do you think the point of saving her was? Because they killed off, you kill off 3 of the 4 demons. I feel like you got to be saving that last one for a good reason. Because like the one guy, he went by himself, and then the other 2 people were together, and it makes me wonder, is it because maybe the one guy was stronger than the other 2, and so maybe this other girl is really strong as well? She just shouldn't go up against Akame, I guess. Or was it just like a bit of a fluke? Because she wasn't in the chamber with the guy, so it's not like she was still in the palace or wherever they are trying to protect him just in case. She just kind of wasn't seen after that. It was like they split up, and then she isn't in the rest of the episode. So I feel like there's a bit of a reason for that. Like something's gonna happen with her character. She may not be a big challenge, but I feel like the fact that she wasn't just killed off in this episode like her 3 teammates means something. Like something important I feel has to happen with her character. It might end up being of minor importance, but I think somewhat important at least. But I want to know your speculation, so like I said, please comment below, let me know, and thanks for watching.